Good evening, my lovelies, and how are we doing tonight on a beautiful, auspicious night? Alexander Bass here in his boudoir, in his lovely room of rooms, beautiful bed, late night television, watching a beautiful program known as MASH. In case all of you don't know what MASH is about basically a television show that showcases satirical warfare in North Korea during the time of the North Korean War, which was based loosely near 1946 to about 1952. Now, of course, this video really doesn't have anything to do with MASH at this moment, but perhaps that will be a future video, as I seem to be loading up on a few and I really haven't been able to get around to very much, but I digress. Today I have come to talk to you about a simple thing. It's been something that's been weighing on my mind, as well as it has been weighing on my soul and on my everlasting life, as it were. Why is it that a lot of things in YouTube, actually nowadays anywhere now, the only real epic thing that people drive to nowadays is sports? I mean, believe me, I was an all-time wrestling fanatic back in high school. I wrestled for almost 7 years. That was through middle school and to high school. I realize it can get very competitive. I know emotions can flare up, and of course, every match seems like it was going to be its last for me, or last for my opponent, as it were, because, well, they didn't call him beat 'em up keep Britain as for nothing. Anyway, so why is it that sports has become so epic nowadays? Why is it that we watch grown men and basically chase a ball around from one end of the field to the next? That's basically what football is, and soccer. Oh, excuse me, not soccer, as the Europeans would probably call it football. Same basic principle, but that's another thing. Why is it that in America we call football football? We don't kick the ball from one end to the field to the next. That's football, or soccer, as they call in the Europeans and stuff. Not that we don't do it here, just, well, lesser known here than the American sport, football. But why do we call football football? It really doesn't make much sense when you think about it. You're using your hands, not your foot, and also you're smashing into each other. I mean, if this game reminds me more of wall ball, it was sort of a game we used to play back in wrestling. You take a ball from one end of the wall to the next, and you smash into the guy. You're basically free to do almost anything in a wall ball, by the way. Sometimes we almost thought about punching one another, but the coach thought that would be a step too far. But why is it that sports in general have been so hyped up? Why do some people sit through hours of watching a man put a ball in a hole? And yes, I am talking about golf now. But still, why do people do that? Well, I guess it's less of them watching that person, and they're more pretending to be that person. You know, sort of living vicariously through the athlete, as it were. You know, it sort of makes us feel unique or special in our own way. But why is sports so unique? Why is it that stadiums are filled with fanatics and drinking, buzzing men and domineering women? Why is it that year after year stadiums are filled to the brim with people watching some dude hawk a ball in what looks like a weird fork-shaped goalpost? Again, it almost sort of is living vicariously through those athletes. When we see the athletes sometimes, and I think this is especially true with grown men, when we see the athletes doing it, we're living vicariously through them. We're not viewing them as, themselves. We're viewing them as us. Because we want to be physically domineering like they are. We want to be able to do some of the athletic stuff that they're able to do. Like, I remember this one real football player, I don't know if it was fake or anything, it was on YouTube. He was able to do like a power flip in the air to get the ball. I mean, that was spectacular. That guy was in way good shape. But why is it that we do that? Why do we want to live vicariously through them if we don't want to be domineering, or if we really don't care about being athletically fit like them? Why? I mean, is it basically just like the reason we watch NASCAR? Not because we want to see people actually finish the race, but we want to see people crash into each other or smash each other up so bad that they have to go to the hospital? I mean, is it tracing back to the Roman roots when we used to watch people sword fight with one another to the death, and that great emperor tips his thumb down and we see a grown man get decapitated in a stadium of blood and refuse? I mean, is it really that primal instinct inside of us that we wish to see one another get physically damaged or hurt in some athletic event of one or the other? I mean, I know basketball can get pretty physical too. I've seen guys on the basketball field knock each other over, and sometimes the freaking ref doesn't even notice a thing. I mean, is that really what it is? I mean, what do you guys think when it comes to sports? What do you guys think is the reason why we watch this? I would love to know your reasoning, and I would love for people to tell me, because sometimes I just don't get it. I mean, I watch a football event, I watch a game, and I don't get excited at all. Sometimes not even ever. I mean, okay, I do have certain players that I look up to that I think are pretty cool, like Peyton Manning. I mean, I think it's pretty good that he retired this year. I mean, from what I heard from my dad, he was really getting up there. I mean, even for, what is he, a quarterback? Yeah. Oh no, is he a quarterback or a linebacker? No, quarterback. I mean, quarterbacks, I know they can stay in the game longer than anybody else, but he was really getting up there. And other than that, I really don't have a great football player that I look or idolize to. I mean, I used to have a basketball player that I used to look up to, but Michael Jordan's been like way out of the game for a long time now. And I really don't care about LeBron James or any of them. I mean, they're way overhyped and they're kind of dicks. I mean, where players and stuff used to like wave to people or say hi or be nice to people, these guys just genuinely seem like assholes. Like they don't want to have anything to do with you. They're just there because they're getting paid. And that brings up another thing. Why are guys getting paid like $10 million or $3 million to fucking do that shit? I don't get it. I mean, why should they get $3 million or, doing some kind of game, some kind of physical athletic activity, when soldiers going around the world getting blown half to hell probably make way less than that? Why is a soldier on the streets begging for money when a basketball player is sometimes sitting in a mansion with like Lamborghinis and fucking women up the asshole? I mean, why? Why is that? Why? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, police make way less than a basketball player. That doesn't make sense. Should a basketball player go into freaking the NBA now just to make a measly amount of money or something like that? Does he have to do that to get rich? I mean, that's absurd sometimes. It's absurd how much these guys get paid. It really is, and it kind of ticks me off because we have men and women who are willing to go out to war to put their asses on the front line to defend us. And these athletic people, these fucking NBA stars and golf people and all that, they're making like millions of dollars off of advertisement and like ticket sales and all that stuff. Meanwhile, people are getting blown to bits and they barely get anything to get by. It just to me, it just doesn't make sense. I don't know, maybe I'm the only asshole. Maybe I'm the only guy who thinks that a soldier should get way more than some baseball player or some basketball player or some wrestler. Hell, if I ever went big with my wrestling career, I wouldn't expect to make half that amount. Especially now that fucking wrestling's been taken out of the Olympics. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Are you getting what I'm trying to say? I really hope you do. I don't have a fucking beef with any of those guys. I don't have a beef with any NBA stars or basketball players or, well, NBA is the basketball players. That's something on my mind. I'm sorry about that. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And a lot of the time, I think they don't deserve it. I mean, Michael Jordan, he's a gifted athletic star. I mean, you put a baseball bat in his hand, he can fucking hit a home runner. You put a golf club in his hand, he can like tee off and just like get a hole in one once in a while. He was a gifted athletic star, okay? And he could do any sport. Any sport. The fact that he majored in basketball is just a case of him being just choosing one sport to be really, really good at. But again, do I think that Michael Jordan should be making $1 million just and a soldier, like a staff sergeant, or hell, even a corporal who was in battle, got his ass blown off? Do I think that Michael deserves to make more money than that soldier? I gotta say no. I don't. I don't think a police officer who gets shot in the line of duty deserves less money than Michael Jordan. I don't. In fact, sometimes I think those police officers are getting way less money than they're getting, you know? I mean, hell, they are literally stacking themselves in front of us when it comes to maniacs and murderers who want to kill us. They are. Okay? They deserve more money than these athletic guys. And I know a lot of people would probably say I'm stupid for even thinking such things, but that's my honest opinion about it. Okay? I think that a police officer deserves well over minimum wage. Like, I don't know, if I had to make up a salary like $44,000, $45,000 annually. I mean, hell, I think that guys like them deserve more than guys like those. I think a police officer should earn more than a basketball player. And I think a soldier should earn more than a police officer and a basketball star. Alright, maybe you think differently than I do. Maybe you think that athletic stars deserve all the cash and all the money that comes with being who they are. Maybe you think they deserve all of it, but to me, I just don't, okay? If you are one of those people who do think they deserve the money, awesome, dude. That's great. Keep watching the football games, okay? But if you're one of those guys with me, please let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe today, and if you like what you see, hit the old like button. And hopefully we'll be getting more videos out to you as time goes by. I know I need to get better at this bullshit, and I really am trying, and I'm trying to find out the software and the editing shit, you know, so that I can make better videos, okay? So maybe later this month or so I'll be able to get that stuff that I need. Or maybe I'll make up a subscription to like lynda.com or something. As I said before, hit the subscribe button below to become an unconventional gentleman today. And as always, I love you and good night. Ciao.